It's really a privilege for me to introduce to you Chaskel Bennett.
Thank you, Malcolm. I stand here with tremendous pain and with a heavy heart. It is my identifiable Orthodox Jewish community that has recently come under attack more than any other. Despite us desperately sounding the alarm, until today, we really have not seen nearly enough sympathy or understanding for this sad reality, even from some of our own. Though I am not Hasidic, my heart beats as one with the blood of our Hasidic community. Their voices have been mostly silenced and marginalized. I am here for them also. Be it in Muncie, Jersey City, Williamsburg, Borough Park, or Crown Heights and Williamsburg right over here. Let there be no mistake. Let there be no mistake. It is identifiable Hasidic and Orthodox Jews that have predominantly been the victims of the escalating anti-Semitic violence we are protesting today. This violence didn't happen in a vacuum. It is the product and outgrowth of years of unchecked bias, prejudice, and misunderstanding. I am gratified, deeply gratified, to see many of you standing here today in solidarity against hate and fear. It is encouraging, long overdue, and yes, the right thing. I thank the organizers for bringing us together. Attending today is a recognition that something is dramatically wrong. We all know it. If recent events teach us anything, it is that we need to do a lot more to prevent, listen carefully, to prevent the bashing and bigotry directed at Hasidim. Though they may look different, Hasidim are your neighbors, your co-workers, your friends, and contributing citizens of this great country. They are human beings and deserving of equal treatment and our respect. They are no different than you and me. Also important to note, anti-Semitism comes in many shapes and forms and from many sources. Of course, it is dramatic and heinous crimes in Pittsburgh, Poway, Jersey City, and Muncie that grab the media and society's attention. But for every large-scale attack and high-profile incident, there are dozens of random attacks on identifiable Jews that barely register. You might not even be aware that there were numerous anti-Semitic attacks right here in Brooklyn, just between the Jersey City and the Muncie attacks. Knockdowns, rock throwing, and the random cursing at Jews is tragically becoming the norm. It is outrageous, and it is unacceptable for us, and must be unacceptable for you. Also unacceptable, and listen carefully, is the attacks on our Orthodox religious curriculum and yeshivas. This is an organized effort to devaluate this vital educational system by a vocal minority who may be here today professing to care about anti-Semitic prejudice. These well-funded and coordinated attacks sow the seeds of hatred and animosity towards Hasidim and the larger Orthodox world. Their efforts are as dangerous to the safety and well-being of my community as the threats we are rallying against today. My friends, you can't march against bigotry here today while permitting certain forms of bigotry tomorrow. It simply doesn't work. Anti-Orthodox antagonists are using social media to spread the most vile and despicable anti-Hasidic bigotry online. These hateful smears are shared, liked, retweeted, unabated. There is a very strong belief of a direct connection between the online hatred aimed at Orthodox Jews and the dramatic increase in violence against Hasidim. It is this hatred that manifests in increasing danger against our children, our neighborhoods, and our institutions. We all must call out and protest those responsible. And like Malcolm said, including the social media companies that host it. There must be an end to denying Orthodox Jews their civil and religious rights. Jews must have the right to live wherever they want, free of bigotry and free of intolerance. Elected officials assembled here and all across our great state and country must speak up better to protect our growing Orthodox communities all across the region and identify anti-Semitic discrimination wherever and whenever they see it. The same is true for all communities. We all must demand that. We need their voice. And ladies and gentlemen, we need your voice. Jews in America have always lived in a tolerant and welcoming society. It is our hope and fervent prayer to the Almighty that we work together towards shared goals and combat hateful bigotry and intolerance of all people. Make no mistake, our future depends on it. Thank you for listening.